On Tuesday, Israel launched airstrikes that killed more than 400 people in just a few hours. These attacks took place overnight when many were asleep. The Israeli government confirmed the resumption of the war. The air raids targeted various areas of Gaza, including the northern, central, and southern governorates. Tanks shelled the town of Abbasin and Khan Yunis. Most of the airstrikes hit densely populated neighborhoods, makeshift schools, and residential buildings. At least 404 people were killed in just a few hours. Many of the victims were women, children, and the elderly. There are still people trapped under the rubble, and some families have been completely wiped out. Israel says these attacks were necessary to force Hamas to release the captives being held in Gaza. They also claim that Hamas was rearming and planning a new attack. But there is an important detail. Israel decided to pull out of the negotiations for phase 2 of the ceasefire. This phase was meant to end the war and lead to the release of all 59 Israeli captives still held in Gaza. On the other hand, Hamas accuses Israel of breaking the ceasefire and continuing its violent actions. They said the attacks violated international and humanitarian law. Hamas also pointed out that Gaza's already dire humanitarian situation meant that many of the wounded could not get the medical help they needed in time. In Israel, the Hostages and Missing Families Forum, which represents the families of captives, expressed shock and anger over the resumption of the attacks. They fear their loved ones may never be freed, blaming the Israeli government for abandoning efforts to bring them back. There are still around 59 Israeli captives in Gaza, with fewer than half believed to be alive. So, how did we end up here? Israel had previously claimed it had no intention of resuming hostilities after the ceasefire. But when both sides agreed to the ceasefire, Israel refused to give written assurances that it would not restart the war. Despite this, Hamas went along with the terms, relying on verbal guarantees from mediators like Egypt, Qatar, and the US. Meanwhile, the White House confirmed that Israel consulted the United States before launching the airstrikes. The United States has significant influence over Israel, providing most of Israel's arms. However, critics argue that the US failed to protect Palestinian lives and allowed Israel to continue its violent policies despite earlier promises. Israel's actions in Gaza are part of a wider regional conflict. Israel has also been bombing southern Lebanon and Syria. On March 16th, 4 people were killed in Lebanon and 2 others in Syria. Israel claims these attacks were aimed at remnants of the Syrian regime, but the reasons behind these actions remain unclear. Moreover, Israel continues its raids on Palestinian refugee camps in the West Bank, claiming they are targeting Palestinian fighters. However, experts argue that these armed groups emerged in response to Israel's frequent raids and ongoing occupation, which violates international law. As this conflict escalates further, the world watches, uncertain about what's coming next. What began as a ceasefire has spiraled into violence once again. The future of the people in Gaza remains uncertain, and the region is left with more questions than answers.